Namaste. My name is Revati Rajagopalan. I'm a student of MSc. My registration number is 407-18093. And my research topic is surveillance of physical activity. Now I'm going to present you the ancient literature on physical activity. We will see the concept of physical fitness according to Veda, Upanishads, Ayurveda and Yoga Sutra. So before we go into the topic, we will see the four aims of human life. Chaturvida, Purusharthas. Artha, the wealth. Kama, the desire. Dharma, the righteousness. Moksha, the liberation. So what is the common for all these? And what do we need as a basis for attaining this, whatever the aim of the human life is? Obviously the body. Sarira Madhyam Kalu Dharma Sadhanam. The body is surely the foremost instrument of doing any deeds and obviously good deeds. When we want to measure the physical activity, say in modern times, we have tools to do it, or we even can do a simple survey to find out. But when we want to find out about the physical activity on ancient times, studying about the physical education will give you a better idea. So when we are doing this ancient studies, we broadly divide these periods into three different periods. Vedic period, Epic period and Nalanda period. So first we will see the Vedic period. India has a very long history of education, much older and more ancient than Greece. So yoga, the physical, mental, spiritual practices originated in this time period. So physical activity for healthy body and sports like archery, horse riding, sword fighting, mace fighting, and to keep everybody for war is an essential aspect of learning in a Gurukula education. Now we'll move on to the epic period. Our ancient scriptures in Ramayana, Rama was described by his physical appearance and by his intelligence. And similarly, in Mahabharata, Arjuna, Bhima, Krishna, Balarama, Kama, and many others were mentioned about their physical appearance, their body and mental strength. And this shows they had a very great discipline and perfect education curriculum which focused on body, mind and soul. Now we'll move on to the Nalanda period. During this period, more than 6,000 students were studying here who came from all over the world. Students practiced Surya Namaskara, Pranayama and swimming as their part of education on a daily basis for their physical and mental health. Now we'll see the definition of health according to Ayurveda. Samadosha sama agnischa samadhatu malakriyaha prasanna atma indriya manaha swasta iti abhidhiyate. This is from Shushruta Samhita. One who establishes himself, who has balanced tridoshas, Vata, Pitta and Kapha, and balanced Agni, digestion, assimilation, metabolism, and all formed dhatus working perfectly, and proper elimination of malas, urination and defecation, and well-functioning bodily process, and whose mind, senses and soul are happy is called a healthy person. Now we will see what in Chandogya Upanishad has been mentioned. Bhalam vava vijnana bhuyopi hasatam. And the shloka goes like this, but we'll just go see the gist of the shloka. Significant of being strong in all levels, body and mind is emphasized here. If a person is strong enough, he will be more enthusiastic to learn and he will go close to the teacher. He will understand, grasp things better and acts upon it. Strength supports the whole world. When it says whole world, obviously it includes heaven, mountains, gods, human beings, cattle, birds, creepers, trees, fleas, ants, whatever. So what it says is worship the strength. Now we move on to the Mundaka Upanishad where it says Nayamatma balahinena labhyaha. The self cannot be obtained by the weak. So the significance of being strong is emphasized here. The next shloka, Om Badram Karne Vishrunuyama Deva Badram Pashye Makshabir Yajatra Sthirairangai Stushtvagam Sastunubihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadhayuhu Swasti na Indro Vriddashravaha Swasti na Pumsha Vishvavedaha Swasti nastrakshyo arishtanemihi Swasti no brihaspatirdadatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Here, Om, O God, may we with our ears hear only what is auspicious. May we have a fit body to be worshipped. May our eyes see only what is auspicious. May we enjoy the life allotted to us by gods, offering our praise with our healthy body and strong limbs. Obviously, they are praying for a healthy body in here. Now we will move on to the Rig Veda. Om Badram No Apivataya Manaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. My mind and all these bodies, senses, pranas, be good and well. Om peace, peace. Again, here they are praying for the happy, healthy body, senses and pranas. And they say, let our body become invincible like a rock. Now we will see some relevant verses from Charaka Samhita. Charaka Samhita is one of the oldest and ancient Sanskrit text on Ayurveda. We have a lot of 11 verses from Charaka Samhita, but I just choose few and then we'll just see the gist of the meaning from it. Rogaha kutaha samshamanam kimesham harshasya shokasya chakim nimittam sharira sattva prabhavaha vikarakatam nasanta punara pateyuhu. So what are the diseases and the remedies? What is the cause of happiness and sorrow? How should physical and mental disorders once subdued not reoccur? And the next shloka says, Prajna parado vishamastatartha hetu striyaha parinama kalaha sarvamayam trividashashtantir jnanartha kala samayoga yuktaha. Prajna parada, the unbalanced use of senses and the consequence of time, and these three are the causes of all disorders. Similarly, the remedy of all disorders consists of balanced use of knowledge, senses and time. Now we'll see what is Prajnaparada. Prajnaparada is a crime against wisdom, and this is the root cause for all the diseases. Prajna means wisdom or intelligence, and aparada means offense. So excessive indulgence, like Ati Yoga, misuse of it, Hina Yoga, and perverse use, Mithya Yoga of senses and organs is one of the example of Prajnaparada. And these actions will affect the Tridoshas and Trigunas, which is the cause of all diseases. Now we will move on to the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Around 150 BC, the sage Patanjali outlined the 8 steps of human well-being in classical Indian yoga text called the Yoga Sutra. The 8-fold path of yoga, that is Ashtanga Yoga, leads to self-realization through unification of body, mind and spirit. As we all know, it is Yama, the moral discipline, Niyama, the moral observance, Asana, the body posture, Pranayama, the breath control, Pratyahara, the withdrawal of senses, Dharana, the concentration, Dhyana, meditation, Samadhi, the bliss. And the yoga means the union. Union of what? Union of physical, mental and spiritual. So when you have a physical, mental and spiritual discipline, these are needed to live a healthy and disease-free life. And major NCDs, that is non-communicable diseases, contributing factors are Prajnaparada, that is a wrong lifestyle, and stress. According to World Health Organization, health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being and not merely the absences of disease. So these factors are all addressed in our ancient scriptures and solution to it also being provided. In Yoga Vashishta, Vashishta advises Rama how to handle his stress. He talks about both physical distress Vyadhi and mental distress Adi. And reason for both is ignorance and can be addressed by the knowledge of truth. What is that? It's self-knowledge. The surveillance not only helps in determining the health status of an individual, but also conveys the lifestyle, intellectual status and spiritual status. And I would like to finish off with a Swami Vivekananda quote. First of all, our young men must be strong. Religion will come afterwards. One of the most popular quotes of Swami Vivekananda, be strong. And that is my advice to you. You will be nearer to heaven through football than through the study of Hindu religious text of Bhagavad Gita. You will understand the Gita better with your biceps and your muscles. You will understand the self and the mighty strength of Krishna better with a little strong blood in you. You will understand the Upanishads better and the glory of Atman when your body stands firm on your feet. It is the weakness, says Vedanta, which is the cause for all misery. So it is imperative to understand the significance of a healthy body to attain efficiency, productivity, equanimous mind, and ultimate goal of life. Namaste.